Hi guys, I'm just sitting here with my new little inner child universe box, and I can't wait to show you how to make your own. It's absolutely amazing, and it's only the beginning of a whole series of exercises and activities to get in touch with our inner child and help her know that she is valuable and loved and capable and amazing. And you'll be shocked at how this will change your whole life if you do this. So I hope you'll join us, and let's get started with the first activity, making our inner child universe. I see you, making our inner child universe box. Okay, let's get started. Come on. Hi guys. Okay, we're gonna start our summer fun with inner child universe. I see you. So I am going to show you what I have so far, and all that I'm asking you to do right now is to write yourself a letter, and I made a little template for you, and to kind of start making an inventory of what you think your inner child universe would love. And the other thing I really want you to do is do a little bit of studying up on why it's important to validate and get to know and start a conversation with our inner child. I'm so grateful for all of the new discoveries that are coming out right now, like the new documentary called The Wisdom of Trauma with Gabor Mate, and just so many other things that kind of teach us why some of the patterns keep recurring in our lives, and how much we need to maybe sometimes go back and reparent ourselves, or even just validate and acknowledge and put value on our inner world, our inner feelings, especially the ones that we've had since we were children. So there's a couple of things that are really, really important. One is this is about loving ourselves, not about casting blame. And I want you to think about if there was a really terrible thing that happened to somebody, and so say it's a child, okay? So say it's a child, say it's you, but we're gonna separate it, to a different child, because I need you to be you in this moment. I just want you to think about what you would do in this situation. So say there's a child that got hurt really, really bad and needs immediate attention, okay? And you are the adult that's there. Would you go after and go in search of the person that hurt this child as the child's laying there needing help? I just put moisturizer on, so I'm sorry, I'm so shiny. Would you spend your resources and your time and yourself going after the perpetrator, or would you make sure that, attend to the child's needs? And so that's going to be a really, really important part of this summer, is we're not going to so much focus on the perpetrators, or the perceived perpetrators or whatever. We're going to focus on loving the child and helping the child. And so one of the things that I really want you guys to do, and I'm going to be including this in a lot of my work moving forward, is we're going to have some language around the perpetrator or the cause of the hurt. And we're just going to start calling everything, and I know I've done this in classes in the past, we're going to call it brutal teachers. And so when we talk about this, we'll just say my BT, and gentle teachers, GT. And so everything in life is a teacher, right? And so when we're talking about our inner child and any childhood trauma that we've had, and a lot of times, especially people that are empathic, which is, most of this group, usually artists and people that are into creative things are very empathic. Empaths don't like to talk about the trauma because they don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And so I'm not going to ask you to do that. But we will talk about, some of the, we'll talk about it in terms of teachers. lessons, okay? And so if you had traumatic experiences at the hands of others, those perpetrators will be called your brutal teachers, BT, because you learned things from that. Even if all that you learned was that you're strong enough to get to today, even though what you've been through. So we're going to call that your BT. And then we had people that came along like angels and helped us and taught us, and those are called our GT, our gentle teachers. Okay, so that's the language we're going to use. So we don't need to talk about who did what. We just don't. We don't need to talk about that. If you do need to talk about that, that's a great place to go and talk to your therapist and things like that. I want everybody to be able to talk openly, and I also don't want, just the awkwardness of throwing somebody under the bus. So it's our GT and our BT, okay? The other thing is, if you start to feel super triggered by this stuff, and all we're really going to do is we're going to go in and create a universe for our inner child and really get to know ourselves and kind of right some of the wrongs maybe, or just right some of the things that weren't right, that still don't feel right, and give your inner child a place to be safe, to be who she is, to be 100% authentic and real, and feel safe and supported in that way. And this is meant to be a joyful, fun, wonderful exercise that will probably bring up some tears as we think about maybe things that happened in our past that maybe kept us from being who we were. We're really just going to focus on solutions rather than the problems, okay? If you find that you're being triggered and you do need to focus more on the problems, and that's a really good time to meet with a mental health professional, a counselor, or something like that. I am not that. I am somebody who uses creativity to restore our souls, to get us back to thinking about the things that are real for us. And so as we're doing this, I want you to really be studying, inner child stuff, and I'll be bringing a lot of studies and things in to validate how important this work is, and to give us some ideas from mental health professionals and things like that. But I just really want you to know that we're just going to focus on creating a different experience for our inner child, and not so much digging in and talking about the trauma, but talking about how we can create a different experience and a different inner world for her. Okay, so this first assignment is coming up with a container, a box. And this is mine. I love my box. This was a box that I received as a gift. It had a bunch of stuff in it, but I kept it, and then I spray painted it gold. And then what I really wanted to do was make it really beautiful inside, kind of like an inner world, like an inner sanctuary, but also something that was so expansive. I've always loved the stars and nebulas and outer space, and I got her a rabbit fur, actually, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But I wanted her to have a beautiful, soft place, as I've been in my own therapy for some things that happened in my life from early on until now that have now come up, and that's why I know that this inner child work is so important. I've had things happen in my childhood that I really needed healing from, but I wanted to create this place for her, a place where she felt like she was who she is. And so I took some chipboard, and I measured out the inside, and I covered it with printouts of outer space nebulas, and I added beautiful glitter, and so it would really look sparkly. And I found some beautiful paper that had unicorns and swans and just magical things. My little girl self was very magical from the very beginning, and I just really wanted to honor her and create a space for her. And so I also put inside things that have always been important to me, and it's almost always just things from nature, beautiful rocks and feathers, and you'll see here this stainless steel heart, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later. That's you can see it's kind of patinaed. That is that's a kind of like the burn book in soul restoration. That's a little routine that I go through once a month, where I wrap all of the yucky things that I'm dealing with or believing, things that I need to get rid of, lies, and I write them out on strips of paper, and then I burn it in a fire, and I wrap all of those strips of paper around this heart, and then I burn it in a fire, and the heart stays. And that's just a really good visual for me, that nothing can really destroy the center of who I am. But I can burn away all those things. And so that's why that's in there. And I made a little clay holder for that. And that's an exercise I'm going to take you guys through later. That little stainless steel heart was about $6 or $7 on Amazon. And it's just been this incredible little routine that I do once a month. And then I made truth cards, and I'm going to make a little tiny book for her. And then on the back of this box, I'm actually going to find some kind of a beautiful envelope, and that's where I'll put letters that I write to her, and maybe even that she writes to me. We'll see how it goes as we go on. But so your first assignment that I want you guys to do is to find a box and just start to decorate it. And you don't have to have it all done. It's just a place for starting right now, a place for us to start start our universe. And then if you want to, one of the reasons that I didn't attach the outer space, the nebula star paper and the unicorn paper to the actual inside of the box is because I want to be able to have the freedom to change it out as needed. And so it was really great for me to be able to have these, pieces of chipboard that I just put the paper on and made it fit right exactly to the walls. And I'm going to find a way to fix it better, probably just with some glue stick, because that'll come. I'll be able to take a knife and just be able to. That's not so permanent. I'll be able to just get it right off if I want to change it out. But then I put that beautiful rabbit fur there, and I'm going to tell you more about all of this later. But I don't want to tell you too much, because I want you to come up with your own inner child universe and make it the way that you want it, the way that you feel like your inner little girl wanted it. Okay, so here you'll see in this little PDF, there is a template to write a letter to your little girl to tell her what you're doing, and also kind of a worksheet to start seeing what your little inner girl would love in life. And so what I want you to do is just spend some time thinking about colors and textures and sounds and tastes and smells and just any little experiences that you think back as a child, or even now. You're still the same person. I mean we're kind of breaking these off into pieces, our little selves, but you're still the same person, so you probably still like a lot of the same stuff. Now, don't be surprised if you can't even think about what you like, because you've been serving everybody your whole life. It takes a little bit of time to start to get to know ourselves again. And so what I want you to do is just maybe look through Pinterest, or look through, just go look for inspiration and just start keeping track of things that you love. But if a good way to do this is thinking of somebody, a little child that you love very much, and how you would decorate a room for them, or a little clubhouse, or, some little space, and start to do that for yourself. Okay. So that's the first thing. And then if you can get a picture of yourself now, and we're also going to be talking about our inner wise woman. So you see I have a picture here. I use this app called the Face app, and I made myself look old. In soul restoration, we talked to our 8-year-old self and our 80-year-old self. So that was super useful, because I just did soul restoration again. And by the way, I'm getting that going so that we can all take soul restoration again, and also certifying some new teachers and a lot of our other teachers that have been around for a long time are ready to start teaching soul restoration again too. So probably around fall, we'll start announcing either you can take it with a certified instructor, or you can take it online, or there'll even be certified instructors that'll start having retreats. But soul restoration is going to be a great follow-up for this inner child universe. So those are your assignments. Get yourself a beautiful box or something else, if you can think of something else besides a box, and then start decorating it, and get a picture of yourself, of your child self, or a child that maybe could represent you. I know Amy, one of our longtime sisters, used that Voila app to make herself look really young. And that's what she's going to be using. It's just an animated version that looks a lot like her as a young child. And so there's lots and lots of ways you could do it, but just something that's really personal, so you can put yourself inside of this inner child universe. So that's your first assignment. This is week 1, and then we're really going to dive into all of this. And like I said, just listen to the first part again. It's really important that if this triggers you and you need support around this, that you get some help from a mental health professional. And there's no shame in that. And if you don't have the time or the resources to do that, go start watching videos on YouTube of Gabor Mate about childhood trauma. And you'll start to understand and see how it affects you, how it affects you. And there's all sorts of different kinds of trauma. But going back in and making a beautiful place for our inner child, and really getting to know her. And the biggest thing is about the witnessing, okay? Witnessing is so important. When somebody goes through something and nobody knows about it, it's a big secret, and they have to, and especially a child, they have to carry that alone. Or you get invalidated, like it didn't really happen, or it wasn't that big of a deal. That's super traumatic for a child. When a child doesn't feel safe or doesn't have what they need, or there's just so many things that can happen. So one of the things that we're going to do a lot is a lot of witnessing of our inner child, listening to her, witnessing her, letting her tell her side of things, and parts that, things that she's always wanted, things that she needs, things that she loves, and even letting her talk to us, ways that she wishes that we would be living our lives as adult women. That's a lot of the work that that I've been doing in therapy, is my awesome young child self. She was just such a fierce little warrior, and I was really surprised when I went in to start really talking to her, and what she really, really wants is for me to live the life that I want to live. That's what she wants more than anything. That's what's going to help her heal more than anything. And so my little inner child and me are having this great relationship right now, where we're teaching each other and listening to each other and loving each other, validating each other, letting each other be total weirdos. And I mean that in the best possible way. I've been this odd little magical child from the time I was small, and I lost that part of me for a while, because it's scary to be in a world and be a weirdo. But she's really urging me to just be magical again, like she was. And I'm excited about that. So anyway, I think your inner little girl is so magnificent and wonderful and innocent, just like you are, and ready for this, okay? I love you so much. I hope that you do this. Read the PDF, because I will list out the instructions that I just gave you in there. And just enjoy. I'm actually lucky. I get to leave tomorrow and go spend a whole week with my little grand girls and my daughter. And then the week after that, I get to go spend another week with my other daughter and my other little grand girl, my son and my grand boys. And my granddaughters have been the greatest remembrance from me of being little, especially my oldest granddaughter is so much like me. She's just a wild little free-spirited artist, and she's just lecturing me all the time about being fun and being, just like doing stuff. And I can't wait to interview her next week about, what it is to be happy and what it is to be alive. So anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you do this. If you can't do all the projects, at least take some time to remember her and validate her and witness her, all the ways that she wasn't witnessed or heard or seen or validated. And it's just really worthwhile work. And remember, I want to remind you again, if we have discussions in our Facebook group and things like that, when we're talking about things that have happened to us in our life, we're going to use the initials BT for brutal teacher. That's maybe people that contributed to our trauma. And GT for gentle teacher. Those are the angels that came along to help us, okay? And that's just what we're going to start doing, so that we can talk openly without anybody feeling guilty or even be, throwing somebody under the bus, okay? So let's just do this, okay? This is just going to be super fun. We're going to go in and remember the the TV shows we loved and the songs we loved and the clothes we loved. And we're just going to have just a super fun time reminiscing and merging who we've always been with who we are now. And that is going to include just having joy and having trust and possibility and curiosity and awe, and not taking life in such a divisive, serious way, but being just a little child on the playground that loves everybody and plays with everybody, and just looks at the future with great possibility and openness. And that's kind of where we're at in the world right now. We've got to create a new world. And so we'll just be a bunch of kids on the playground, almost playing pretend and saying, what world should we create? But at least we're going to create our inner world. Okay? All right. Good luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.
Holy water, like sand on a bird, rain in a drought, it's all over now. When daylight comes over the long night, open your eyes, it's all kept our eyes set on things above, one force that won't let your boundless love. Ooh, ooh, been holding my breath for a moment to breathe. Let the new day come wash over me. The tide's gonna turn now. Finally, I am free. Oh, I am free. Been holding my breath for a moment to breathe. Let the new day come wash over